Welcome to Jobbed Out, the wrestling editorial that reminds you that you too can be the next Steve Blackman.
Steve Blackman's not even a real person. You can't answer that.
Ladies and gentlemen, EC3.
Now, just in case you needed a duh statement today, here it is. Man oh man, NXT has changed over the years. Many fans remember it as the WWE Network's best-kept secret. 44 minutes of incredible entertainment that knew how to book its shows with a pay-per-view blow-off every 3 months instead of every 3 weeks like the main shows. It was small and intimate and actually rekindled a love that a lot of fans had nearly given up on when it came to this business. Then the USA Network happened. Funny, that's how they ruined Raw too. Now NXT is just like Raw or SmackDown, except its ratings are worse than ECW on Sci-Fi. Yeah, we get more important matches, but the WWE isn't putting NXT out with the goal of having a great show or building an audience. It feels like WWE only puts NXT out to take whatever fans it can away from that other show and hurt their attempt at gaining market share. But that's not what we're looking at today. In fact, we're going to take a look back at when NXT was very, very different. And one of the absolute best moments to come from one of the absolute worst blocks of WWE TV. Today, in wrestling history! January 18th, 2011. WWE presents NXT version 1 from Tulsa, Oklahoma. At this point in time, NXT was basically just $1 Million Tough Enough. You know, when they scrapped the training and floating head interviews and everything that made the first 2 seasons great, leaving us with weird challenges that don't make anybody actually a better wrestler and general dysfunction all over the place. This episode actually felt like a case of left hand not knowing what the right hand is doing, because we get a decent hype package that properly showcases feuds and tensions between the contestants and their pros, as well as tensions between the contestants themselves. And how do we begin the show? With How Well Do You Know Your Pro, a game show that's similar but legally distinct from the Newlywed Game. So this should be an absolute nothing, right? A pro is going to have an opportunity to answer a question that makes fun of their rookie.
What did they think when they saw all of this? Large. Ooh, out of shape.
And increase hostility between WWE superstars and the rookies that want to be WWE superstars. Remember how the first season culminated in the trainees rebelling against the company and forming a hell of a supergroup until John Cena got insecure? Anyway. The kink in the chain that ruins the whole theme here falls on the man who lost during Season 1 of NXT and ended up being undeniably the biggest star to come from it, Daniel Bryan, and his rookie, the future EC3, Derek Bateman. As every other pairing had some sort of volatility, these two were best buds, palling around and making the best of a, let's be real, completely awful way for a company to try to make new stars. So in the show, where the point was asking how well do you know what the guys who don't like you will say about you, these two made TV magic.
What did Daniel think when he first saw you?
I think Daniel thought the great city of Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Oh, that's right. They came together ahead of time and planned out their answers, regardless of what the questions are going to be.
What did Daniel Bryan say that you would have a future as outside of sports entertainment?
The next Steve Blackman?
Isn't that still within sports?
What a beautiful little screw you to the system. These guys aren't brand new to wrestling. Some of these contestants have been wrestling for over a decade, like Bryan or Low Ki. They're trying to show the world why they belong in the biggest wrestling company on the planet. And the company, who largely has gone with the logic of if you didn't achieve it here, you didn't achieve anything at all, are just opting to make them look like chumps playing games that you would see at a children's birthday party, and then be surprised when they're treated like chumps.
If you get this right, I'm going to accuse you of cheating. What does Daniel think you can improve on the most?
Chicks and America.
So you can improve on chicks in America.
The thing about NXT here is everybody actually already had WWE contracts. This is just a way to give them some TV time and build some personality, but ultimately, they're not really competing for a job. They're competing for favor with the fans and the guys in the back. You know, the ones who are already crapping on the show every week. It was revealed recently in an interview with Fightful that the future EC3 actually got a fair bit of heat for this segment and how he and Daniel Bryan made a mockery of the WWE's mockery of a TV show.
Well, I mean, they treat the entire show like a joke, so why not make a joke of being the joke? Yes. I figure it's better people laugh with you than at you. I don't like being laughed at. I like being laughed with. So yeah, we figured out a way around their silly game. It made the segment entertaining, it made the show better, but the fact that control power mechanism needs to reestablish why they're in control. You can be made fun of, but you can't make fun of us. Hey, I'm just trying to stand out. That's what you tell me to do.
That's a bully.
Yeah.
It's what a bully does.
Now at this point, NXT did have one bit of shoot element with their programming. The weekly immunity thing. Winning a contest means that you've made sure you get to live to see another day. That was legit. And since being eliminated means you aren't getting TV time and you're not getting a look over to prove that you should be called up, that's serious to these guys. So cheating the system is gonna leave a bit of bad taste in people's mouths, right?
This seems rigged.
You think?
But you know what? EC3's right. An otherwise completely unmemorable segment on a show where normally the only memorable segments are train wrecks.
What is a mustache? It's a little bit of hair growing over the upper lip. I don't have one.
Was saved by these two guys just having a laugh. In the end, Bateman was released from the WWE, made a name for himself as a top guy in Impact, before returning to NXT and being, once again, misused completely by the WWE. As for Bryan, he did okay, I guess. And that's the story behind one of the best segments the game show version of NXT ever had, and I want to ask you, did you see it the first time around? What did you think of the show's breaking from the routine for segments like this? And do you think this kind of competition hurts the rookies who are trying to build their brand, or was it a fun way to get fans to relate to them? Let me know what you think in the comments, and be sure to subscribe to the channel for more, because I want you to be a part of the conversation too. For now though, I better get my shoulders off the mat, so I want to thank you for tuning in to Jobbed Out. I'll catch you next time.